And welcome back to another episode of What in the Ads is Going On. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and I'm very excited to have you joining me here today. Why? Well, I'm always excited to have you popping on, especially right now if you're catching this on the replay. Thank you for catching the replay. But I'm especially excited right now because we're going to be talking about Instagram ads today, specifically stories ads. Now, this is one of those little things that I think is fairly straightforward, but I also realize that I live, eat, breathe, and sleep Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising goes hand in hand with Instagram. And so that's how we produce Instagram ads when we're not just hitting the little promote button on Instagram from our cell phone. We want to be using Facebook's ads manager to create Instagram ads. So when we're creating ads, and I love, yay, it's Amanda Robinson. Hi. Oh yeah, if you're popping in and catching this live, now that we got live viewers popping in, be sure to say hi. Let me know that you're here. I like to know when you're here, and then I can chat back and forth with you. So Instagram advertising is one of those things that I think is very underutilized. A lot of the time what we're doing with our Facebook and Instagram ads is that we're going in and we're creating an ad. Whether you are boosting a post or whether you are creating an ad using Ads Manager, a lot of people, their default operating system is to just go ahead, create an ad, and use it on automatic placements. What does that mean? That means that we're creating that ad and we're letting that ad run wherever Facebook wants to put that. So Facebook can put our ads in a whole bunch of different places. There are lots of placements that those ads can show up in. Those placements range from places like the Facebook newsfeed on desktop, the Facebook newsfeed on mobile, the Instagram feed, Instagram stories, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Instant Articles. We have the Audience Network. We have video feeds. We have the Groups feed, which is not the same as putting an ad in a group. There's a whole spread of different areas where we can place an ad, and I'm going to be showing that to you. So we're going to be jumping into Ads Manager here in a second. Mike Alton is in the house. Mike, I feel like I'm having like a fangirl celebrity moment when Mike is watching one of my live streams. I'm like, yay! You know you've made it when. Mike, I'm glad that you're here. All right, sorry, I get sidetracked. I get really excited when really awesome people are in the comments. So we're going to jump into Ads Manager. I'm going to show you a little bit of a lay of the land on different types of placements that you could be putting your ads into, but then we're going to be stripping out some of those placements and just focusing on Instagram stories. I'm going to show you a couple little tricks and tips when you're creating ads specifically for Instagram stories. Now, this begs the question, hey Amanda, why are we talking specifically about Instagram stories ads right now? I'm glad you asked. Well, let me tell you, there's some exciting things that are going on in the messenger marketing chatbot world that are going to directly impact how you do business and how you do ads. How do you ask? Yet again? Well, messenger marketing chatbots are finally rolling out onto Instagram. So all of us little chatbot builders are rejoicing right now going, yay! Finally, the sandbox is opened up to basically a giant playground and we get to have a lot more fun. What does that mean for you if you're a business owner or if you run ads or if you just have not cared less about chatbots in the past? Well, guess what? Now it's time to care, because for all of those of us with smaller Instagram accounts, for example, it's a hypothetical example, smaller Instagram accounts, you need 10,000 followers in order to have the swipe up in stories link. So to be able to just go from a story and go, oh, swipe up to go to that website, swipe up to go shop at that item, or swipe up to go sign up and register for that event. You've needed 10,000 followers in order to do that. And getting followers these days is not the same as it used to be 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, you could really grow followers quite quickly and fairly easily. Now you have to earn pretty much every single follower. So hitting that 10,000 mark, not super easy. And then being able to have those swipe up for link features, also not very easy for the majority of business owners to achieve on the small business and local marketing side. So enter messenger marketing chatbots on Instagram. Okay, bear with me here. So now what you're going to be able to do, and this is phasing out, it's rolling out into accounts right now. By August, everybody will have the ability to do this. We have different features that we can use, such as, for example, having a story. So if you post an Instagram story and you say, hey, reply to this story with the keyword download or whatever the heck keyword you want to use. And then when somebody responds to that Instagram story, you know what happens when people reply to Instagram stories? It basically sends your account a DM, a direct message. Well, that direct message, if they reply with that keyword, it can trigger your messenger marketing bot. So think about it this way. So if you have an event that you want people to sign up for and buy tickets for, you can have that posted in your Instagram stories, and instead of people swiping up to try and find the link, if they're interested, they can reply with tickets or get tickets, and your messenger bot can respond to them saying, hey, so glad that you were interested in this. Guess what? Just give us your email address and blah, 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 and we'll facilitate that right now. Whatever. You can have it set up to go to a link to where they can register, or you can give them more information. You can use it like a messenger marketing chatbot, which is essentially like a ginormous, amazing customer service tool. Oh, so exciting. Okay. So that's one example where in stories, you can have people reply to your story with a keyword to trigger a specific action and get that information. So for me, for example, I could have my video marketing show or my What in the Ads is Going On live show, and I can say, hey, register to attend this session or add this event to your calendar by replying calendar or whatever. I can do all sorts of things. Okay, that's one thing. Another cool thing that you'll be able to do is if somebody mentions you in a story, then you can have your bot automatically reply to them. So imagine this. Imagine if you had really good content and you're asking people to tag you in stories for a contest entry, for example. Then you'll be able to have your bot automatically reply to them saying, hey, it looks like you're trying to enter this contest. Let's get your email address and let's get you signed up. Anyway, the possibilities are pretty endless. I'm just pretty jazzed and excited about this. I am still I'm developing some fun things in the background for you to be able to test out and try, and that should be dropping by this weekend. So stay tuned on that to be able to give these features and tools a test drive and experience them for yourself. So with all of that excitement as to, hey, messenger marketing chatbots are now available on Instagram, great. If you build a bot, they will not come. You can build a really cool bot, but if nobody knows it exists, or if nobody knows the keyword, or if no one knows the features, or if you're not able to amplify that message, then you might spend time building a really neat solution that nobody really sees. So this is where ads come in. Enter ads. I feel like I should have I really feel like I need sound effects programmed into this right now. Enter the ads and enter stories ads. So you can do a basic stories ad, but I want to show you a couple other features on what we're going to do, how you can create a stories ad from start to finish. So again, much like our show, was it last week or the week before, where I was teaching you breaking down video ads, going right down to the basics and going from the ground up. We're going to be doing that with an Instagram ad right now. So how's about we just jump in? Sound good? All right, glad you're joining me here. I'm going to let's put me down here. There we go. So inside Facebook's Ads Manager, you can get there by going to business.facebook.com/ads manager, or you can navigate there by going to your Facebook page, and on the left-hand side, you'll have a menu, and in that See More menu, you'll be able to see Ads Manager. You're looking for Ads Manager, not Ads Center. Ads Manager. There is a difference. Unfortunately, Facebook makes it super confusing for most of us. Ads Manager. We want to manage those ads. All right, now if we go ahead and click on that beautiful big green Create button, then we have some options. We can choose what is the end goal, what's the objective with this ad. For this example, let's do a traffic ad. What does that mean? Traffic is somebody clicking on the ad and going to an external link, an external location. They're leaving Facebook or Instagram and they're going off somewhere else. We're trying to send that traffic somewhere. So let's pretend to do a traffic ad. Optionally, you can name those. So let's go test, and test. Actually, I already have, let's go test IG ad. Let's do that because I already have another test ad. And I name everything test when I remember to delete it. All right, I'm going to hit continue. And this is going to bring us into some other options. So notice on the left-hand side here, this is our campaign, we have our ad set and our ads. So as I click through these different levels, we'll have different menu screens and different options that we can choose from. Now, if you want to learn how to do all of this from the ground up, walking through setting up an ad start to finish and all of these lovely little details, then I'm going to recommend that you check out the Facebook Ads 4-week bootcamp. The next bootcamp launches in August, and I walk you through all of this in detail to get you going from zero to creating ads on your own. But for the purpose of this conversation, we're just going to skip a whole bunch of these options, and we are going to go we're going to go talk about placement. Then we're going to go talk about uploading your Instagram stories ad. So I'm going to skip into our ad set. The ad set level, that's where we get to make some pretty awesome choices, like our targeting and our placements. So as I scroll on down, we're going to skip over all this lovely stuff that you will learn in the Facebook 4-week ads bootcamp. And we're going to go down to placements. So placements, this is where we get to choose where our ads appear. So I'm going to click on manual placements instead of automatic placements. If I were to leave this on automatic placements, actually let me just talk about automatic placements for a hot minute, and then I'll jump back in. If I leave all my placements on automatic and just let Facebook decide where across Facebook and Instagram and the audience network and instant articles and all the different placements, if I let Facebook decide where those ads are going to show up, chances are pretty good that we're not going to get the balance of Facebook exposure and Instagram exposure that we're looking for. And if I have an ad that I've really custom tailored to go really well over on Instagram and I leave it on all automatic placements, chances are good it's barely even going to show on Instagram whatsoever. So that's why if we're trying to build stories ads specifically for Instagram, this is where we're going to just eliminate everything else. We're just going to ignore all the other placements for now. We're going to edit our placements. We're just going to focus on Instagram stories. So let's go back in here. Let's go put me down here. There we go. So I'm going to choose manual placements. And then from here, we can, in bulk, I can uncheck different platforms. I can uncheck Messenger, uncheck Audience Network, and I can uncheck Facebook if I want to. And now we're just isolated just on Instagram if I want to. But I want to show you what's happening when we do that so you have a better understanding. There are 14 placements that we have to work with here. And if I scroll down, as I hover over different ones, the right-hand little image changes, and it's giving you an example of what that placement is going to look like. And you can see here we have stories, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, and Messenger stories. And then we also have all these other placements to work through. Now, if I want to I can remove different placements if I want from here. I can just take out the feeds. Say I don't want to be in the Instagram feed. I don't want to be in the Facebook feed. I want to just be in stories. I can take out in-stream videos. I can take out search, take out everything, and just leave it, whittle it right down. Now I have the choice. I can have it run on Instagram stories, Facebook stories, and Messenger. And what Facebook will do, and when I say Facebook, I mean Ads Manager as we're creating these ads. What's going to happen is if I leave it on all three of these and I say, okay, go and spend Ads Manager, go and spend $100 on this ad. That $100 is going to be spread unevenly across all three of these different placements. It's not going to be split evenly. And if you're getting more activity on Facebook, for example, then those ad placements, that $100 might get split. Say $80 of it might go into your Facebook stories placement and only $20 might go into the Instagram stories placement. Ads Manager, I want to say Facebook, but I don't want to confuse you for the purpose of the conversation of where we're placing these. But your Ads Manager will distribute that budget wherever you're getting better results. And if you haven't been doing an Instagram advertising, if you haven't been growing an audience over on Instagram, and you typically tend to get more activity over on the Facebook side of things, then your budget is really going to end up spending and being a little more heavy weighted. And we've got Johnny in the house. Johnny, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for popping in. Then your budget is going to end up getting soaked up on the Facebook side and getting restricted off of Instagram. So in this case, that's why we're going to isolate it right down. We're drilling down one level deeper than just stories. We're going to uncheck Facebook and Messenger. And now we have isolated this just to Instagram stories. So we can create an ad that's just going to live on Instagram stories. All right. So we've tailored our placements, and that happens at the ad set level. And now we're going to migrate on down to the ad level here. So I'm clicking on the ad, and this is where we get to upload our creative. And Johnny, I love it when you pop in, when you see somebody live and you're like, oh, hey, want to pop in and say hi. I love that. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here. Hope you can stick around a little while. And, if I can convince you into creating your own Instagram ads, then my work here is done. So let's get us there. All right. So we have our ad name. We have our accounts. I need an account selected for Instagram. And it's giving me an error here that I need a website URL. If you're going to be creating an ad, we chose our traffic objective at the beginning. We want to send this traffic off of Facebook and send it somewhere else. So let's go. The Digital Gal is going to be my website URL. And that resolved that issue. And now we need to upload some media. Right now it's just automatically scraping my site and pulling in media and creating a preview. Now we have some choices here. I can just go with a single image or a video. Perfectly fine, and that's pretty standard across the board to just have one single stories ad. But you know how you have some stories where they have the tap through, you might have 3 panes and people can tap through and see them? Well, that's done by using this carousel feature. So if I click on carousel, now it's going to give me the option to upload 3 different images in here. So let me do that for us now. Let me go and grab some images and put them in. I've got some stories ones here. And if I expand this one, media not supported, it's because I need 3. Oh, and that was the wrong size. That's why. It was giving me a warning. So let me fix that guy here. Change image. So your size that you're looking for Instagram stories, 1080 by 1920. Let's do that. And let's add another one in here. Add image, select image. And what else have I got in here? I'm just going to use a repeat. And I'm getting my media not supported warning. Let me try my refresh here and see if that helps. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait. And I'm actually okay with this like awkward waiting silence. It's nice. And no, I'm actually having issues. Stories, because carousel ads in this placement must either include 2 to 3 full screen cards or 10 square cards. So it's taking issue with one of my images. Let me see if I can fix this up and pick a different image. Let's just go with a regular standard image and see if that helps. Let's go with this guy. And of course, while I'm live, I'm having issues getting my media supported because I don't have the right placements. All right. Well, that was fun. So let's go back. Let's back it down a minute here and bring us back down. Single image or video. Let's pull this in again. Add image. And let's pick this guy here. And we wait. There we go. All right. So we have our image selected. Now, if you were using, and what's my website URL again? That could have been the error, the issue I was running into. So once we have that set up in there, this is formatting it specifically for having a stories ad where we have a learn more URL. We can also update our call to action button, and depending on he said, I just spent an hour live on Instagram. Got to start running ads myself. Yes, you do. Yes, please. I really encourage you to. So we can have learn more, apply now, book now, contact us. We have all of these different call to action buttons that we can be using, and you can tailor these, which is really fun. So now if I were to use, say I had an image that wasn't necessarily, I can turn this into a video as well. So let me do this, and hopefully I don't break the computer while I'm doing this. So these are different. Let's go with this guy right here. Customize. Awesome. So if you had a standard static image, you could use this to turn it into a video. and Facebook will automatically format that for you. And there's different templates to choose from. So the same kind of thing applies. I'm going to get out of here and let me show you. I want to show you another format for doing this. Close. I don't want to publish that. Let's just go back and create another sample here. Let's go new campaign, and we're going to go again traffic. Let's go test 2, test 2. All right, pop this puppy open. And let's go down, and I want to show you a really cool thing here. So if we go to choose, let's add some media here. Let's add an image, and let's just pick a regular image. Let's find, there's a regular square image that I'm going to apply. And right now I have all placements that are selected, but I want to show you a really cool feature here, this select placement to edit. I'm going to give this a URL so it makes it happy. And it'll pull my preview in. There we go. Now I can select different placements to edit. So let's go down here and let's go, I can either choose all stories placements, 5 different placements, or I can go down here and cherry pick out Instagram stories. So from here, we also have another selection of different templates that we could be using. So we see we have our standard template. I can go choose template, and then in here I can customize this in all sorts of different ways that I want. So again, I have animated video pieces. So I say, for example, I choose this one. See how it's automatically animating it. I can update my headline. I can update my primary text. I can choose different themes, and I can add different colors in behind it. So let's go with this guy right here. And I can add my headline. This is my headline. And I can update my primary text. This is what you need to know. I can't, you can tell I'm not quite as creative with ad copy while I'm on live. And then we've got our link, which is where it's going to, and that's the link pulled in from our existing ad that we're setting up. And then we can change things like our background color. Let's go add my signature pink in there. And we can add some effects onto our call to action as well. So we're doing all of this with a static image. So we haven't gone and created an animated video. We haven't done any of that. We're just basically using a static image, pulling it in, and using Facebook's built-in features to edit this up. So you know there's a little animation down here. So this is one way to kind of jazz up your Instagram stories a little bit more, because if we don't do that, I'm going to hit cancel off of that. If I were to hit save, it's going to take probably about 3 to 5 minutes, because what it ends up doing is it's rendering that out as a video. So if you're in your ad creation process, be prepared, it's going to take a little bit of time if you do that. If I didn't do that and instead I said, this is my primary text, and then we go down here and say this is my headline, and then we've got our learn more call to action. What I want to show you is Instagram stories. This is what it's going to look like. It's not very exciting. So you have, this is my primary text down here. If I were to change my image and use one that's not fully black, so you can see, let me go clear all and I'll choose a different image so I can show you how rough around the edges this looks. Let's choose a different image. Do I have any other? Let's go, let's use that one. A nice horizontal image to show you. And I go, okay, done. So it's going to update my preview in here. And this preview, okay. Let's go view more variations so you can see this. So this is what most people are doing when they go to create ads and run them in stories. You can see Instagram stories right here in the middle. That's looking a little bit rough, isn't it? So it basically has your horizontal image, it has your primary text shoved down below, and then it throws in your learn more button. it's not the greatest, it's not the best, and it's not getting the highest amount of interaction and engagement. And ultimately, if we're spending ad dollars, we want to get some form of results coming back in. So if you can be tailoring your ads and customizing your Instagram placement ads specifically, you're going to be much better off. So think about it this way. I can run this. If I go back to the feeds, I can have, it looks fine for the news feed. Let me put myself over here. It looks fine in the news feed, but it looks terrible in stories. But I can leave it as is in the newsfeed if I want to, and I can go down to select placement to edit, and I can go down here and edit the Instagram stories, for example. And then I can tailor this up just a little bit, use a template, and make it a little bit prettier. So we can go, let's go with this one. This image is definitely not the best to be using for this, but gives you the idea. So this is my headline, this is my primary text, or this one, for example. So it adds a little bit of motion, animation, movement, and makes it look a little bit neater. Now, other things that you could be doing, I'm gonna pop myself back up on here. Other things that you can be doing is you can be creating Instagram ads that are little 15-second videos. And you can be using that carousel feature, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to get it to pull through for us on this example. You can have that carousel feature where you can upload three different image tiles, and so people can tap through on the ad onto the 3 different ones. Now, just keep in mind, if you are using 3 different images in that carousel format, so when people go to your Instagram stories, if you're being served an Instagram stories ad while you're browsing Instagram stories and you get served one, occasionally you'll see at the very top it says expand for more. So they might only be shown one tile, and then the user has to actually tap expand more. So there's the expectation that if you're uploading 3 images for those 3 carousels, they might not see the other 2. So keep that in mind. The other thing you can be doing is use 15-second animated videos. Well, if you're not great at creating videos, guess what? Canva. You can animate things in Canva. So you can create a 1080 by 1920 image, and you can have that created in Canva. You can bring in all of your elements, and then you can have different animation elements. You can download that and use that video file for your stories ad. So you can add a little more oomph, a little more excitement, a little more animation to it. I'm telling you, if you use the static images that are if you just go right with the basic out of the box, whatever Facebook is giving you when you've chucked in a horizontal photo and put in a headline and put in your text, and then you let it ride, what's going to happen from an algorithm perspective, from a delivery perspective, is that if you leave that on automatic placements and let Facebook decide, okay, we're going to decide how much of your budget we're going to put on Facebook, how much we're going to put into Instagram, how much of that's going to go into Instagram stories, and you're just using that static image and it's not well optimized, what's going to happen is that your budget is going to get rolled into all of those other placements and pulled away from Instagram stories. And it's not going to compete very well in the auction. It's not going to serve you well. It's not going to get you the results that you're looking for. That's not good for anybody. So what we can do instead is use more creative that's better designed for higher engagement. So animation, videos, great call to actions, not too heavy loaded with text, and something that's a little bit eye-catching and scroll stopping and can build that curiosity. Because from Instagram, people's browsing habits on Instagram are different than when they're browsing on a Facebook news feed, for example. So when you're on Instagram and you're tapping through those stories, your habits are basically like tap, 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 tap. Something might catch your eye for a half a second. You're like, oh, that's kind of fun. Okay, tap. And we're all pretty much programmed when we see an ad or a sponsored post that we just want to tap right past it because we want to see who's next in the lineup of our friends. So friends on Instagram, friends are definitely prioritized way above. And Johnny, you are nailing it. Video is always eye-catching. So even if you have static images and you're not super creative and you don't have a lot of skills in the video department, you can, I know Johnny has a lot of skills in the video department. If you're not Johnny and you don't have those skills in the video department, then you can use tools like Canva. Just take in your static image, add some little animated elements on top of it. Yes, that counts as animated video. And then bring that in and use that for your stories placement. It'll probably get you a higher results rate, and it's always testing. You're never going, not never. It's rare that you create an ad and it hits a home run right out of the gate. Usually your ads are an incremental experimentation, ongoing, always experimentation of putting something out there, seeing what kind of results you got out of it, taking it back, retooling it, tinkering on it, putting it back out there again, seeing if you got better results on the revised version, and you're just always incrementally moving yourself forward that way when it comes to your ads. So jump in there with video, jump in there with something scroll stopping, and start experimenting with this now. Why? Because I'm going to loop this back to the beginning of this conversation if you're just tuning in now, where I was talking about Instagram Messenger chatbots coming to Instagram. They're rolling out currently. They're going to be rolling out. All of us should have our hands on them by August. And I know if you're not super hot and heavy over Instagram, over chatbots altogether, that's okay. Because once you see how other advertisers are going to be leveraging messenger chatbots on Instagram, specifically all the powers that you're going to have through stories and matching stories up to Instagram messenger chatbots, it's going to blow your mind, first of all. Second of all, it's going to make you go, oh man, how do I amplify this? And you're going to want to start using ads. How are you going to be using ads? Well, you're going to wander on over into Facebook Ads Manager. You're going to start tinkering around in there, and you're probably going to make a couple of those preliminary mistakes, which are leaving it on automatic placements and Facebook spending all your budget on Facebook and not actually putting any of your placements on Instagram stories. Or you're going to run with a static image that isn't very well optimized, and it's just going to kind of fall flat. Or you're going to be fumbling around there and have no idea what you're doing. So if that's the case, then you're first going to want to sign up for the 4-week Facebook Ads Bootcamp. And Lindy is here. Lindy can attest to this. She's in the bootcamp. She's been there. Yeah, Insta chatbots. I'm excited. I know. I'm too excited about this. And should be a reflection of what you do. So if people like the quick sample, they may go and check out your longer content. Exactly. So my encouragement to you and to everybody here that's catching this is that you don't have to hit a home run out of the park. Your ads don't have to be perfect, but just the fact that you're curious and exploring the idea of starting to, thank you so much, Lindy. If you're curious and starting to explore the idea of being able to put ads specifically on Instagram, isolate it down and start focusing on Instagram as a place where you want your ads to shine, then you do have all that power right up your fingertips. And starting to learn it now instead of waiting until your competition is dancing circles around you is definitely something that I encourage you to check out. So that's why I'm planting the seed right now that I want you to start paying attention to Instagram ads. And I want you to start focusing on splitting them out from your Facebook advertising, because most of us have them all lumped right into one right now. We just leave it on automatic placements. We take our money. It's kind of like gambling, but it's like blowing your gambling money into the wind with Facebook. It's like, all right, Facebook, take my money. And then Facebook's like, all right, so we're going to put some over here on Facebook newsfeed, and we're going to put some over here over in the marketplace. We're going to sprinkle a little bit over here in the Instagram newsfeed, and we'll put some in stories too. But depending on where you're getting better results, Facebook is going to go over and take back that money of all those other placements, shove more of that money onto the placement that is getting you better results. If you have not been doing Instagram advertising for some time, you may not be getting the results you're expecting over there. And so your budget is just going to continually get heavy weighted back into the traditional areas where you have been getting success, which means you're just going to be frustrated that it's not working for you. So that's why starting to isolate those placements, starting to experiment now with what your audience is responding to, and taking the time to learn how you can capture that attention, get them to stop the scroll, or in Instagram stories, stop the tap, stop the forward tap, and actually pay attention to you. Now, when we roll that in with the really cool features, it's not all about the swipe up and link in bio anymore. Once we start marrying that together with the Instagram Messenger chatbot features of being able to use keywords, it's going to blow your mind. So for example, the Instagram Summit that's coming up. If you're an agency, if you run ads on behalf of anybody else and you're not already signed up for the Instagram Summit, you need to do this. It's happening this month and it's free. So in the Instagram Summit, for example, I could promote that in my Instagram stories and say, hey, you want to grab your free ticket? Just reply to this story, free ticket. And with that, they don't have to have the swipe up link. They don't have to have any of those other features. They can just start a direct message with me, and my messenger marketing chatbot can lead the way. and deliver anything that they want. And then alternately in the following story, I could be promoting something for one of these shows and say, hey, do you want to catch this next live show? Type live show. And then my bot will send you the link to add this to your calendar. And then in the following story, if I want, I can promote something along the lines of, hey, I have this Facebook ads glossary download of all the Facebook ads jargon and terms that get really confusing for people just starting out with Facebook ads. Do you want it? Yeah? Reply with PDF and I'll send it to you. So now you can kind of start to see how stories can be extremely powerful. They get amazing reach, they get amazing organic reach, and they can be very powerful in an ads format, but you don't necessarily have to have everything be a swipe to a link. You can start making it more engaging, more fun, and start having conversations with people and get them to actually engage and interact with your brand. Yeah, you see, you're starting to see what I'm seeing. I'm like, yeah, there's so much you can be doing. But as much as I'm all pumped up and excited about this, there is going to be an element of experimentation and growth and learning to make it work for you. And Instagram Messenger chatbots are brand spanking new. And we mean brand new. They just came out of beta 2 weeks ago. So they're just getting in the hands of people mainstream. Right now, if you have an account that has more than between 10,000 and 100,000 followers, you've got access to it right now. Starting in July, if you have 1,000 to 100,000 followers, you'll have access to it in July. And then starting August, all the rest of the accounts, including the big ones with millions of followers and the small little ones with less than 1,000 followers, will have access to it. But you can still sign up for any messenger chatbot tool right now, whether it be ManyChat or Chatfuel or MobileMonkey or any of them. You can sign up for them, and those tools have the ability to allow you to start building your messenger marketing chatbots and playing around with it right now, so that when you have everything rolled out, then, and Johnny's saying he's got 15K on one account, so you should have it right now. You should have the ability to do it right now. And you will probably need one of those third-party tools to go and check it out and start playing with that. And if you need help with it, just reach out to me, Amanda@thedigitalgal.com, or you can head on over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/thedigitalgal. Send me a message. If you do send me a message, you may end up chatting with my BF, my bot friend. And if you do chat with my bot friend has some little Easter eggs hidden in there so that you can get your hands on some of these lovely Digital Gal stickers. I got new Swift Kick in the Ads edition stickers. And yeah, you can interact with my BF, my bot friend over there. Oh, another cool thing. Last, before I kind of wrap us up here, is that another feature that I'm using with messenger marketing chatbots. This is on the Facebook side, not exactly on the Instagram side yet, but you know me, I'm going to find a way to roll it onto the Instagram side. Is that every time I do a presentation, when I present with a presentation and a captive audience, I'm putting in QR codes into those presentations. And what people can do is, while they're watching that presentation, they can take their phone, they can scan that QR code, I have it on all the different slides. And what that does is it gives them the option. It starts a conversation with my BF, my bot friend. And from there, the bot friend is like a concierge who's like, okay, would you like to download a copy of this presentation? Cool. Would you like to go and see that video on how to install your Pixel? Okay, here it is. Would you like the course on Facebook Business Manager so you can understand how to properly set it up? Here's the course. Would you like to get a 2-month free trial of Agora Pulse? Here you go. It has everything built in, right from people scanning on that QR code, right from the presentation. And then if they want those assets emailed to them, there's an option for that too. So what's happening there? In that presentation, normally in a presentation, you'd go through all your slides and you'd talk and everything would be really cool. And by the time they get to the end, you'd be like, all right, well, here's my ending slide with my email and with my information. You can find me on Instagram @thedigitalgal. Yeah, not a lot of people are doing that. But if you throw a QR code in there and you give people incentive and you give them excitement and reason to download these assets and to give you their email address, you can actually get a temperature check doing these presentations on how engaged your audience is based on how they're interacting with your BF, your chat bot. I know, so many ideas. I know this whole thing is supposed to be focused on Instagram ads, but I'm like, it's inspired by what is coming and what we will be able to do with Instagram messenger chatbots. And so that's what I'm currently doing on the Facebook side. I will roll that into the Instagram side eventually with Instagram keywords. We don't have all the features available on Instagram as we do on Facebook for messenger marketing chatbots right yet, but the features that are available when it comes to creating Instagram ads using Ads Manager, those features have been increasing and becoming more robust than ever before. So if you haven't been in there for a while, I really highly recommend going into Ads Manager, creating an ad, and experimenting with editing and tailoring your Instagram stories placements and playing around. And you can also tailor and edit up the Facebook stories placements. Facebook stories are starting to get some big organic traction happening right now, which is kind of neat. Facebook seems to be pushing it a little bit more. So if you haven't been experimenting with it, now is the time to experiment, because people like Lindy and I will both in July be getting access to it for our accounts, and then the real fun's going to begin. So I hope this can inspire you just a little bit to want to dive into experimenting with your own Instagram ads. Start flexing around and playing with Instagram ads now, because when you start to see everyone around you doing some really cool things with Messenger chatbots, you're going to be wanting to do it yourself and then amplify it. And you don't want to be waiting and learning all of this from the ground up after the fact. So with all of that said, again, if you do want to learn Facebook ads or Instagram ads, for that matter, all coming from the same source of learning Facebook's Ads Manager and learning the strategies and budget to put in behind it, you're going to want to sign up for the Swift Kick in the Ads membership. Swift Kick in the Ads. And that includes the Facebook Ads 4-week boot camp, and that reboots in August. The replays are all in there right now. They're all available, so it just wrapped up in May. So if you want to go in and watch replays start to finish right now, you can. Or you can sign up and hang tight and experience the entire live glory of the Facebook Ads 4-week boot camp starting again in August, where you learn how to create ads using Ads Manager. We go through that Ads Manager interface in detail. And then we move into week 2, audiences and targeting. So learning how to create audiences and learning how to retarget people too. So for example, everybody who goes to your website, you could be serving them an Instagram stories ad with, "Hey, so glad you came. Why don't you claim these free blah, 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 blah goodies?" And you could be serving that to everybody who visited your website. We learn how to do that, audiences and targeting, in week 2. Week 3, you learn budget and strategy. How much money you got? How much money you want to spend? What strategy matches the two of those together to get you results based on what you have to work with? And then we move into week 4, which is reporting and optimizing. Cool, you ran an ad, but how do we actually dig in to know, how I was explaining in this live, for example, how your ad budget might get all soaked up on Facebook and not enough of it spread across Instagram? How do we actually look into the reports and see what's happening with those results? And then how do we manipulate our ads and tweak them to push them back in the direction that we want to go in? For example, right now I'm working with one of my clients. We're trying to grow her video view audiences. So we're trying to gather attention span on her videos. And we're pushing those videos out in different placements. But what's happening is Facebook is really picking up one of the placements, which is instant article. It's showing an instant article is when somebody clicks on an article to read from if they're on Facebook, they're scrolling, they click on an article they want to read, and it loads instantly, and they can scroll through and read the article without it taking them off and sending them off to, say, the news advertiser's site or another website that they have to wait for the user experience to load, and it takes a long time. No, instant articles are slimmed down, not bloated code. They're just very straight up, easy to read, load instantly, but they also have ad placements throughout them. That's really cool. Gets you a lot of exposure to your target audience. But what happens is those people are there to read the article. They're reading the article and they're scrolling past your video, and the video is auto-playing, but that attention span isn't necessarily on your video. So I'm trying to grow a video view audience for this client. Instant articles is the placement that was soaking up all of that budget, and we were getting all of those views, which I would consider a passive interest, not an actual direct interest in the video. So then if I go to retarget video viewers, I might be reaching people who are less interested. So instead, we want to reach people who are more highly interested. So I go in, pull out that placement, tweak the placements, and keep those ads running so that we can attract the right people. So with that, we learn in week 4, reporting and optimizing, how to do that stuff. So if that's of any interest to you, you're going to want to head over to swiftkickintheads.com and sign yourself up and come hang out with us over in the Swift Kick in the Ads membership. Lots of really, really good people in there. And we have open office hours every single Monday where you can pop on Zoom, geek out, and troubleshoot all the issues, including issues like we ran into here while I'm trying to show you how to do Instagram ads. All right, everybody. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal. I want to give a giant shout out to Restream, who is sponsoring this show right here, right now. Restream is the power, it's the engine behind what is allowing me to broadcast this right now, not only on Facebook on my feed, into Facebook groups, and onto YouTube, into several different placements. You can sign up for a Restream account yourself, and you can explore it all by yourself, going to thedigitalgal.com/Restream. And every week, so tomorrow, I will be producing the video marketing show. That happens inside the Restreams studio. It's really cool. It's so user-friendly. Right now I'm in Ecamm because I like to be able to use my green screen. This literally, I'm touching the screen right here. Green screen. No, this is not my real house. Yes, I wish this was my real house. Aspirations and goals. So I like to use Ecamm, but Ecamm can, number one, only works on Macs, and number two, can be a little intimidating for the brand newbie who's just starting out. Whereas Restream, if you want to produce a live show just like this, inside Restream's browser-based studio, it's drag and drop friendly. It's so easy to use. You can't go wrong, seriously. You definitely want to check it out. If you're not using video in your marketing, well, it's time to start. Whether it's for your Instagram stories, whether it's for your programs, it doesn't matter. If you're not using video, you're definitely missing out. Okay, everybody. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal. I'm really glad that you took some time to tune in with me and geek out. And I will see you either tomorrow with the video marketing show, where we're going to be talking about organic growth strategies, or I will see you here next week. And thank you so much. I'm glad that you tuned in. I appreciate it. Okay, everybody. Ciao for now. Bye.